Alright, gonna do a quick build here at the request of Loo Green. Lou wants to have a shop with a customer counter that would present a prize, free prize to the 100th customer, um, with a delay so that someone wouldn't just sit there spamming the trigger in and out of the shop to get 100 counts and open the door instantly. And his request was a 5-minute delay, so we're going to need a timer to do that. So Lou, what I've done here is mocked up a little example. I'm just assuming this is the front door to your shop. Your shop can be whatever. I used a garage door, and I'm going to presume that this box here would be your prize. So here's your prize door. There's your main door. Build your shop, however you want. So I have to unlock this, and I'm going to need a door controller that I'm going to pair to this door. Please, oh, it has to be closed. Closed and unlocked. Can't pair doors if they're not closed and unlocked. So there we go. Now it's paired. Now I'm going to, oh shoot, I was going to lock that. Just lock it. Okay. So there's our door. It's locked. Prize is safely behind it. Now we're going to need your laser detector that you want to use to catch people coming in the door. Just going to put that there. And then the rest of the logic, I'm just going to use this wall to build it, but you should probably hide it away somewhere safe. Components we're going to need here is I'm going to need a splitter for the main power coming in. Actually, I need two because I need one for the return signal. I'm going to need a timer. Where's my timer? I'm going to need a timer for your delay. I'm going to need a counter to count to 100 customers. And we're going to need a blocker because that timer needs a way to turn off the laser for your 5-minute delay period. So let's start by, let's just throw this up here. We're going to use, that's going to be our main power coming in. And the main power needs to do a couple of things. It needs to run your counter. It needs to run your timer. And it needs to run the blocker, which is actually going to power the laser. So let's start with those. So we're going to take this power, run it into the counter, take this power, run it to the timer, and take this power, run into the block. You don't have to use a splitter here. You can use a branch if you want, if you've got other power arrangements in your base, but you just need to get power to those. Okay, there we go. So 0 customers, got a timer. Oh, that's 10 seconds by default, isn't it? Because this demo would take forever if I do 10 seconds or 5 minutes for everybody, I'm just going to set this to something a lot shorter. Let's set this to, I'm going to make it like 4 seconds. So, use whatever you want. So here's how this is going to work. The blocker comes over here. It's going to power the laser. The laser signal, this is where we need the other splitter. The laser signal needs to come back, and it needs to count up 1 on the counter to count your customer who came in, and it needs to start the timer. So one output's going to go into the toggle to start the timer. The other output is going to go to the increment counter, so that'll count up every time. And then the timer, when it is triggered, needs to hit the block pass through, and that will turn off your laser. Also, oops, not that one. Oh, no, no, stop. The power from the counter, so when this hits 100, this is what opens the door. So I got to run this wire over to the door controller. You can do this more cleanly, obviously. Let's close that door. So trap is mostly set here, but we do need to bring the power from the laser back to this splitter. All right. So hopefully that all makes sense. Trip the laser. Laser starts the timer. Timer cuts off the laser for 5 minutes. laser also increments the counter by 1. 5 minutes later, it can be triggered again until you hit 100. When you hit 100, the power turns on out of here, which opens your prize door. Ta-da. So if that's working correctly, then when I break this beam, counter should go up by 1, and my 5-second timer should start. There we go. Counts up by 1. Timer started. There we go. Second customer. 5-second delay is done. Third customer. You can see the lasers turning off while the timer's running. So if you have the timer set to 5 minutes, then that will be, 5 minutes per customer delay or whatever. So anybody who comes in while that timer's running is not going to actually set it off. I'm not going to let this go to 100. Let's set this to, I'll just set this 6. 6 customers and you win. Here we go. Damn, these lasers are so inconsistent. 5th customer, 5 minutes later. 6th customer or 100th customer in your case. Ta-da, opens door, prize, profit, whatever. You will need to reset this counter and lock your door again when you're, let's see, can I do that? I don't have any friggin' power. Let me take the power away from something else here. Just take it from the laser and clear counter. That's how you get back to 0 and close the door again. You could do another splitter or branch over here and put a lever to reset your counter or something if you want to, or just do it by hand. I don't know what your plan is for resetting the prize, but this arrangement should work to actually trigger your prize. So set that to 5 minutes, set that to a counting target of 100, and after 100 people, 5-minute delay each, go through the door. Should open your prize, and away you go. So hope that answers your question. If you really did have some reason for wanting it to count them going in and going out again, that is possible. You just have to use either another counter or possibly a memory cell to make it so that the laser stays on and waits until it's been broken or triggered twice before it sets off this splitter that starts your count, that counts your customer and sets off your delay timer. I don't think that's really necessary though, since you added the criteria of the 5-minute delay. I think if you're going to delay anyway, then 1 trigger is probably good enough. But if that's not true, then you do need to add another circuit in here to cause this laser trigger to take 2 before it sets this off. And if you want to auto reset this whole thing, you could also do that. You could have this set off the door and a timer to a blocker, which then resets this back to 0 and closes the door. I don't know why you would auto reset though, because then the next 100th customer would probably find an empty prize box unless you've filled it since then. So I'm assuming you're going to want to manually reset this. Just putting a switch onto the clear counter would probably be the easiest way to do that. So hopefully that gives you the build you're looking for, and I hope it's good loot if it's gonna take 5 minutes between triggers. So good luck.